Neglected 00 Railway Layout 2025 Episode 7 The Canal and the Canal Basin.
Hello again everybody, and welcome back to the Neglected Railway Layout. In my last episode, the canal I'm working on looked like this, and now it looks like this.
With some vegetation, a little tree, some shrubs.
And anyway, I was also asked Thomas Telford in the afterlife if he could give me some advice on how to get the canal from the higher level down to the river. And he must watch YouTube because he put the idea in my head, and this is what he's going to do. I've got to get the canal from there, from that level, down and into that tunnel over there. And he suggested one of two ways. Either that I can turn the canal a little bit here and put a lock, a very deep lock, or I can have a canal coming down here and into a boat lift.
And there are two outstanding ones in the UK. This is Anderton Boat Lift, opened in 1875, and this is the Falkirk Wheel, opened in 2002. I haven't got room for that one.
But whichever I decide to do there, it's going to take a little bit of time working out the detail and the construction of it. So in the meantime, I'm going to get on with the Canal Basin, which is that bit. So I'm going to make a walkway down here with a wharf and along here, and then a rise up onto a higher level there, and then behind the boat I've got to make the wharf along there. So I'll get on with that.
I've gone quiet because it's deep concentration now.
Well, along the edge of the towpath here, there'd be bound to be some grass growing. So what I've done, on my scraper here, I put some little dollops of PVA and then took some 12mm long static grass, clumped it up, poked it into the dots of PVA, and I've let that dry. Now I'm going to try and take them off. And the reason I like to do it on the board rather than straight into position is you can mess about afterwards and decide exactly where you want them. That's my thinking. And you can buy little clumps of grass, but I'm just trying to do as much of it as I can. There we have a bit of grass going along there. That'll be all right. Oh, that's ready for painting now. So I've got a little bit of brown, a little bit of grey and a little bit of black. And I'm just going to dip the brush into each of them and then paint it on. So we get a good mix of colour in there. A little bit more black maybe. And I'm dabbing it on so I don't get too many brush strokes. And they go along the top as well in case it shows. Probably won't show, but just in case, may as well get it on there. softer brush would have been better, but this brush has been used for all sorts of things, including PVA, so it's got a bit stiff on the brittles, and it was only a cheap one to start with anyway, so can't expect too much from it, but it's doing the job. Now we'll just wait for that to dry, and then I can put it in place. In the meantime, we've got this bit of black left here, so just use that up somewhere. Okay, I've got the base of the wharf around the basin on, and now I'm going to cover that with this or these, which a chap called Graham Watson, who happens to be my father-in-law, he gave them to me along with a box of other loads of stuff, and he must have bought them a long time ago, because the price, I don't know whether you can see that, $1.99. You wouldn't get that for $1.99 these days. But there's a few sheets in there, 4 I think it is, and I'm going to cut those and put them on the top of here, so it's all cobbled. And these sheets are hard plastic, and they all have the same edging on the same, they're not handed. So what I'm doing, I've cut the edge off there, off this one, so that I can use that somewhere else where it needs it. Now I've got all my pieces cut out now, they're not glued down or anything, and here to get the shape I'm going to have to use my Dremel on that, and there was not enough of one sheet to go up there, but I've got those two pieces which I'll glue together, and then because they haven't got an edge on them, the good job I saved that edging, and I can glue that onto the outside of that. So I've got some gluing to do, and some and then stick it down and get the Dremel on the edge here, tidy that up. That's what it's going to be looking like, and I'll paint the cobbles grey, give them a wash of grey. Well, all the cobbles are down and glued all the way along here. This one still drying there. Well, they're all drying, and I can't do much else. I can't, if I start vibrating too much, I'm trying to cut that lot off, and this bit here, and it's going to shake the whole lot to pieces. So I'm going to have to do something. I apply something that I have very little of, and that is patience. I have very little patience, so I shall have to grow some with the vodka muck. Cheers. But when it is all dried, I'll cut off with those overhanging pieces with the Dremel, get the shape there, and then I'll be able to paint the cobbles. It'll be a nice little sitting out area for people. I might put an ice cream van there. I've got one. Well, that's coming on a little bit, and this is this strip here with the stones on is the thing I showed the other day. I made years ago for something on my layout in the shed, but I'm feeding it round now, and we're going to have a little bit of gap here to do something with, and over there we're going to have to do something with that as well. So we'll work that out. When I make trees, I sometimes use this stuff, seafoam, Gauge Master seafoam, and it's very, very expensive. This box was £21, but you can make loads and loads of trees with it. And what I do is I spray it with hairspray, and then sprinkle foliage stuff onto the tree. But at the moment, I'm waiting for the hairdresser to come because I'm desperate in need of a haircut. So I'm going to actually use the hairspray. Well, it was intended to keep the hair out of my eyes. Anyway, that's it. When I use it on the trees, they come out like that, and you can put as much on as you like. I wanted to keep that one fairly bare, and it's come out nicely for me. Using the corrugated cardboard again and stripping some more off, I've made some piling along there to do that, and now I'm going to fill the hole in with paper and plaster of Paris bandage. I'll get on with that. And there's the paper in, which I wet so I could squish it down, and now I get the plaster of Paris bandage on. And there's that done. Now I just got to let that dry, and I can get the top on. Bit of vegetation along there, I think. In the meantime, I'll see what I can do about painting these cobbles. Well, that's the grey paint on, but now I'm going to get black while that paint is still wet, and just wipe the brush across the top of it. See if I can put a bit of life into it. I think that's a bit better. Not quite such a bland colour. Maybe get a dry brush when it has actually gone off and dried properly. In the meantime, I'm waiting for that plaster of Paris over there to dry, and then I've got to paint the piling black and put the vegetation on the top of that plaster. That'd be fun. The plaster of Paris is now dry, and I've managed to paint the pile work, the piling, so I'll get on with the fluff bit. And that's it, fluff's on. Now make it brown. And while that's still wet, I'll get some of this blended turf on there. There we go. We're ready for the rest of the vegetation now. Now I've got a similar sort of thing to do in this hole here, but in the meantime I'm having difficulty getting this strip to glue against the side there, and I've been doing it. I need a bit more patience, I think, but I've got some more glue in there. We'll see what happens. I think that's enough for this video. So once again, thank you very much if you've watched this far, and let's see what I get up to next time. I have actually treated myself to another canal boat, which I just thought I'd just put it on there, make the base look a bit busier, but it turned up it's a kit. So actually I was going to make that. It's a very simple kit, obviously, but yeah, we'll go on with that one next time. So for this time, BFM, bye for now, and thanks for watching.